Welcome back, you all, to another episode of this amazing podcast. Myself, Faraz Ansari, and today we are diving into the chapter 4 of the amazing book Eat That Frog by Brent Tracy. This chapter is all about considering the consequences of your actions and how to improve them. So, grab your drink as we explore the benefits of considering the consequences and how it can supercharge your productivity. Let's jump right in. Considering the consequences. So, in this chapter, Tracy wants to tell us that when making a decision, it is important to consider the consequences of your actions. This means thinking about what will happen if you choose one option or other. It can be helpful to brainstorm a list of possible outcomes, both positive and negative. Once you have a better understanding of the potential consequences, you can make an informed decision. Considering the consequences of your actions can help you avoid making impulsive decisions that you may later regret. It can help you avoid making decisions that will have negative consequences for yourself or for your near and dear ones. For example, if you are considering quitting your job, you should consider the financial consequences of doing so. You should also consider how your decision will affect your family and friends. It is important to remember that there are no such things as a decision without consequences. Every decision, no matter how small, has potential to impact your life in some way or another. By taking the time to consider the consequences of your actions, you can make better decisions that will lead to a more positive outcome. Let me tell you some tips for considering the consequences of your actions. Number one, brainstorm a list of possible outcomes. When you are faced with a decision, take time to think about all of the possible outcomes. This will help you to better understand the potential consequences of your actions. Consider the short term and long term consequences. Some of the consequences of your actions may be immediate, while others may not be felt for a long time. It is important to consider both short term and long term consequences of your decisions. And talk to others. Talk to others who may be affected by your decision. Talking to others who may be affected by your decision can help you to better understand the potential consequences. They may be also be able to offer you advice or support. Trust your gut instinct. Sometimes the best way to make a decision is to trust your gut instinct. If you have a feeling that something is not right, it is possibly best to err on the side of caution. By following these four tips, you can learn to better consider the consequences of your actions. This will help you make better decisions that will lead to a more positive outcome. Let's talk about long term perspective. A long term perspective is the ability to see the big picture and understand the consequences of your actions over time. It is important to have a long term perspective when making decisions, as it can help you avoid making impulsive choices that you may later regret. There are many benefits to having a long term perspective. For example, it can help you with achieve your goals. When you have a long term goal in mind, it is easier to stay motivated and make decisions that will help you reach your goal. Make better decisions. You can take the time to consider the long term consequences of your actions. You are more likely to make decisions that are in your best interest. Be more successful. People who have a long term perspective tends to be more successful in their personal and professional lives. If you want to be more successful in life, it is more important to develop a long term perspective. Here are like few tips for developing a long term perspective. Think about your goals. What do you want to achieve in life? Once you know what you want to achieve, you can start making decisions that will help you reach your goals. Consider the long term consequences of your actions. When you are faced with a decision, take time to think about how your decision will affect you in long run. Be patient. It takes time to achieve your goals. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Just keep working hard and eventually you will reach your goals. Developing a long term perspective is not always easy, but it is worth it. When you have a long term perspective, you are more likely to achieve your goals and live a successful life. You know what? Successful people are those who are willing to delay gratification and make sacrifices in the short term so that they can enjoy the greater rewards in the long term. And unsuccessful people, on the other hand, think more about short term pleasures and immediate gratification while giving little thought about the long term future. By the way, stay tuned for the three important questions you need to ask yourself. We will talk about them shortly. Let's talk about the law of forced efficiency. It states that when you have too much to do and not enough time to do it, you are forced to be more efficient. This is because you have to prioritize your tasks and focus on the most important ones. As a result, you are able to get done more in less time. There are few things you can do to take advantage of law of force efficiency. First, make a list of all the tasks you need to complete. Then prioritize the task and focus on the most important ones. Finally, set deadlines for yourself and stick to them. By following these tips, you can use the law of force efficiency to your advantage and get more done in less time. Some of the examples of how law of forced efficiency can be applied in real life. Let me tell you. A student who has too many assignments to complete before the end of the semester may be forced to study more efficiently and effectively. A business owner who has too many clients to serve may be forced to delegate tasks to employees or hire additional staff. A parent who has too many responsibilities may be forced to learn how to manage their time more effectively. The law of force efficiency can be a powerful tool for anyone who is looking to get more done in less time. By understanding how it works and applying to your own life, you can achieve your goals more quickly and easily. We are coming towards the end of this chapter, and in last, author talks about the three most important questions about maximum productivity. Number one, what are my highest value activities? Like, what are the biggest tasks that you need to do to make the greatest contribution to your organization, to your family, or to your life in general? It is focusing the lens of the camera on the right object, targeting the right place. And the second is what I can and only I can do, if done well, will make a real difference. That is also the most important question. And the third one is what is the most valuable use of my time right now? Remember one thing, that things that matter most must never be at the mercy of the thing that matter least. The more accurate answers to these three questions, the easier it will be for you to set clear priorities. Thank you for tuning into this episode of this podcast. I hope you found these insights valuable and that they inspire you to implement this into your daily routine. Remember, each day is an opportunity to take control of your time and make progress towards your goals. So go out there, plan your day, and by considering the consequences. See you in the next episode 5 of Eat That Frog, where we will talk about the how to practice creative procrastination and its benefits. Goodbye. Have a wonderful day. This is your friend and host signing off.